Hey friends, it is Lisa with Hand Stamped with Lisa Preto. Welcome, welcome. We are doing our Wednesday craft and chat on a Thursday because sometimes that's just how life happens, isn't it? So yes, Thursday here in Madison, Wisconsin, -1 this morning. Now, if you know me, you know that I have so much hometown pride for my city of Madison, Wisconsin, but -1 makes me rethinking like, what am I doing here? That's cold, my friends. That is cold. -1 real degrees, not just like wind chill. -1. So very, very cold today. But I'm coming to you with a really, really cute project that I'm super excited about. I'm not going to lie. It took me a hot minute to figure out how to do it. Sorry, I got a hair in my lip gloss there. It took me a hot minute to figure out how to do it. And so I'm pretty proud of myself. I'm pretty proud of myself, so I need to share it with you. A little bit of housekeeping, things you need to know. First off, the last chance portion of the website has been updated, and when it goes last chance, it also goes on sale. So do not dilly-dally to get some really, really good pricing on things before they go away. Typically, at this point, like it's December, a lot of that mini catalog with all those darling things in it are going to be on sale. So we need to get rid of things to make room for new things. Love new things. So make sure that you are shopping that last chance area. It's a great place to get some deals on something that you may have had your eye on. Also, we started our product of the month, and I'm very excited about this. So the way that it works is that for the month, when you place a $75 order, you can add to it an exclusive product for $5. This month it is a package of 12 by 12 designer series paper called True Blue. So it's these beautiful hues of blue with all different designs and stuff. I did place my $75 order so I could get that designer series paper. I'm a sucker for those kinds of things. So as soon as it comes, I will share it with you. I have a feeling it's going to come while I'm out of town, but as soon as I get back, I will definitely be sharing it with you. So we've got that going on as well. And then I started my first virtual class this December, and thank you to all of you who have participated in it. The way that that works is I created 5 fancy fold cards using the Hobby Haven suite. And so those fancy fold cards, you will get a full color tutorial for those 5 cards when you place a $75 order in my web store. And so here's the thing. Shop discounted products. Hello, that's awesome. Get your free 12 by 12 True Blue Designer Series paper when you spend $75. Plus, when you spend $75, you get that full color tutorial of those 5 fancy folds using the Hobby Haven suite, and you get a package of note cards from me. So really, really good deal. So this is what I had asked, kind of what you were looking for, and you were like, I want to learn how to use the whole product suite more. Like, I don't like, sometimes we get a product suite and we use this and we use that. Like, we're using all the things. We're using the stamp set, we're using the dies, we're using the designer series paper, we're using the embellishments, and we're using the ribbon that comes with it. So all of those things are in those 5 cards for you when you place that $75 order. And I'm going to show you one of those cards today because it's so cute. And like I said, it's a fancy fold. Fancy folds are always, to me, like I see them and I go, oh, I could do that. And then I sit down to make them and I'm like, oh, how'd they do that? How'd they do that? So I appreciate a good fancy fold, but I also appreciate directions on how to do the fancy folds. So let me turn my camera around and I will show you what we've got. Also, cheat sheet here for me because you guys know fancy folds, like you got to score, you got to cut, you got to do all these things. And so I want to make sure I give you all the right information. Also, if you need more information, it's going to be in that tutorial. Everything's going to be written down. So if you need it, place the order, get your goodies, all of those things. So let's take a look at what we're going to be making here. So first up is going to be our card base. And our card base is going to measure 5.5 by 7.5. Now I love this because you can still get 2 cards from 1 sheet of cardstock. It's the only time I get really crazy about, like, don't waste the cardstock. Otherwise, I have paper everywhere in the studio. But I love being able to get 2 card bases out of it. So it's 5.5 by 7.5. So really, really simple with that. And now what we're going to do is we are going to score. Because fancy folds are not fancy folds if they don't have scores that drive you a little batty, right? So let me see so I can get this up here for you. So I'm going to put it in this way, and we are going to score it at 3 1/4 and 6 1/2. So 3 1/4, get that cutting blade to the other side. So 3 1/4, and then 6, oh, we got to open up the arm for 6 1/2, don't we? 6 1/2. All right, so 3 1/4 and 6 1/2. That is part of the magic of this particular card, that you have to get those score lines right. So let me go ahead and fold those for you. And then we'll go here. Okay, so you can see how that sits right there. So that does not look right to me. That is not right, is it? All right, user error. Let's see if I cut this right. First off, 7 1/2 by 5 1/2. Score at 3 1/4. Well, let me show you on this one since I did it wrong. This one is 7 1/2 by 5 1/2, and we scored it at 3 1/4, and then we scored it at 6 1/2. So I must have scored it off a little bit. So let's just say that this is the right one. Welcome to the show, my friends. So let's see if I can do this one again. Let me see if I did it in the right place. Oh, I did do it in the right place. Don't even, oh my gosh, you guys, fancy fold card, tricky. So it's going to sit like this, you guys. Honestly, I should be so embarrassed. Unfortunately, I'm not. But that is how it's going to sit. So when you fold it, these are your score lines. And so if you fold it like this, like I did, and then I super panicked because I'm like, oh, I'm folding those lines together. Keep it open. This folds in. Leave this guy open. Look at how you are learning from my mistakes, right? So now we are going to do some embellishments for this card. So the designer series paper that I'm going to use is that Hobby Haven designer series paper. And so one side has these really beautiful kind of splotchy designs, and the other one has like things you would typically think of for hobbies. So one has like sewing and knitting and embroidery. There's one that has cooking. There's one that has like spa things. So we're going to use this side that has this blue. It's actually like a Lost Lagoon Coastal Cabana little coloring on it. So we're going to pull that up. Let me grab my snail here. This is probably, my adhesive is probably going to run out too, and then I'll have to go green glue on y'all. All right, so this piece here is cut 3 by 5 1/4, and then this is 2 3/4 by 5, and that just gives it that nice little border on there. So we've got that, and then I've got another piece of the pattern paper, and this is 1 by 5 1/4. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this, we're going to close it. Remember, so this flap, we're not going to close it like that. We're going to leave that guy open. We're going to put this one down, and we're going to go ahead and adhere this piece of Lost Lagoon. From here on out, it's pretty much foolproof. Just don't panic when you score it and think you've scored it the wrong way. All right, so this guy fits right on here. All right, and then we're going to take this other piece here, and we're just going to put some adhesive on the back of that one as well. And I'm going to go ahead and we're just going to put it on here so that it kind of lines up with that other designer series paper. It just gives this piece a little bit more oomph. So you can see then, and this one has that crease in it, but we're going to leave it open. All right, so the next thing I did is I created a circle from that die cut, those die cuts, the circles, the banners. I mean, we use those all the time, right? And then the other die cut that I'm going to use, this is actually from the Creative Haven die. So if you look on here, you can see that this is actually going to be this small guy right down here. I don't know if you've seen these new packages that Stampin' Up! Came out with, but I love them. So your stamp set and your dies are in the same thing, and then I just put mine together and I put a little rubber band around them. So these two come together. Now when we look at this, these dies, and then we look at these greetings, you'll see that there's a greeting for each shaped die. And so that's what, when we, in this fancy fold class, that's what we're really focusing on. So I've got this littler rectangle that has that little hole on it. And so happy to have you on my life is the stamp that we're going to use for that. And so let me get that and ink that guy up. I'm going to stamp this in Lost Lagoon. So it plays off the cardstock that I'm using in that stamp set, in that the cardstock that I have on my card. So happy to have you in my life, and we're just going to put that guy pretty close to the middle in there. So that works out really, really well. Next up, we have this beautiful hole here, so we are going to use the ribbon that comes from this suite, and it's the garden green and white. It's this really beautiful, it looks like little arrows. So it's really, really pretty. It's thin. It's very, very easy to use for however you want to do it. If you want to put it through the little holes to make a little ribbon there, it's great for wrapping around things. I just found that it was really easy to work with and really pretty. It's very soft, so it's not a stiff ribbon, and so it ties really well. And so we're just going to do a nice little knot at the top of that guy, and then we're going to go ahead and cut that. All right, so we've got that all set up there. So we've got our little stamped image, and we've got this little circle. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to attach this, and I'm going to do it a little bit off to the side just so that I have some space to add some more embellishment. So I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of adhesive to the back of this guy. Let's see, I think we're going to go green glue. I think I have worn out that adhesive, and so we're going to go with a little bit of that green glue, and we're just going to go ahead and attach it right there. So we've got that greeting, we've got the little ribbon on it, we've got it on that early espresso circle, and then we're going to come in with, these are called deer dots, and they are really nice kind of chalky colored embellishments, and they match all of the colors in that Hobby Haven designer series paper. And so we're just going to come in with a couple of those, adding just a little bit more interest to the front. Obviously the big interest in this card is the fancy fold on it, so we don't need to do a ton of embellishment. So I've got this. Now the other thing I'm going to add on here is I have a piece of basic white, and this is 3 by 5 1/4, and I'm going to attach that to the inside of my card. So we'll just come with a little bit of that glue. The nice thing, you guys know I'm not a huge green glue girl, but the nice thing is that you do have a little bit of time when you're putting things down that you can kind of maneuver it. So if you don't get it exactly right, you have that little bit of time and space just to make sure that things are lined up the way you want. You can see it just moves a little bit. So this is our card so far. Now, we cannot have a naked inside of a card, right? We always have to put something in there. And so when we look at this Hobby Haven set of designer series paper, it has these little punch outs. Remember how we had that like Jolly Delivery in the winter catalog where we had the punch outs of the dogs? Obsessed with that. But this had little punch outs as well. And so we're just going to come in and take a little punch out here. Get my fingers in there. So we're going to come in and take out this little set of leaves. And it's just so nice how well this works. And we're just going to put this right at the very bottom. You could also be really cute up at the top, wherever you want to put it, but it's just going to add a little point of interest to the inside of our card. So we'll come in with a little glue on that as well. And just put that right on the inside of our card. So again, we've got that nice little embellishment there. Oh, good thing I had a little bit of wiggle room there. And this comes here. Now, this is the trick of the card. First, not to panic that you did it wrong. But what we're going to do is we are going to adhere this circle, and we're only going to adhere it to this portion of the card. So we're not going to stick it to the front, to the main front. We're only going to stick it to this part of the card. And so what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to come in with a couple of dimensionals. So I'm going to take my main focal point, I'm going to turn it over, and I'm only going to put those dimensionals on this side right here. So that way when I take these off and I turn it right side up, they're going to be on that right side. And so this little fella is going to sit right here. And now watch. Ah, look at that fancy fold card. Look at how cute that is. I didn't have to panic whatsoever on this, but look at how cute that is. So this is one of the fancy fold cards using the Hobby Haven suite of products that you get in a tutorial. You get 5 of them total. This is one of them. When you make a $75 purchase in my online store. That was a lot of words to get out all at once, wasn't it? So I'll be sharing a couple more of those, but again, it's a great time to place an order. You've got that last chance clearance section. You've got the exclusive True Blue Designer Series paper, and then we've got the tutorial for 5 fancy fold cards plus a package of note cards with that $75 order. So if you have any questions about that, please reach out to me. Thanks for sticking with me. There was a little panic moment there. I'm not going to lie. There was a little panic moment that I messed it all up. But it was just the fancy part of the fancy fold. And so it worked out really well. All right, my friends. Well, I hope that you have a great rest of your week. It's Thursday. We're almost there, right? Go ahead, make it a great one, my friends.